We'll bang, okay?
Oh, what a great start to the second part of the stream of the day.
For the low price of $9.99, you too can spend some quality time with him.
Yes, we're training ourselves to be good salesmen.
We're whoring ourselves out for money, please.
Yeah. Join the Patreon to get exclusive Conrad picks.
They're just you eating.
That's only for $5.
It's like dark high contrast photos of a shirtless Conrad hunched over a bowl of Wheaties or something.
Our deluxe tier gets to see you crouched in front of the fridge eating shredded cheese at 3 in the morning. Like
Eat an entire can of beans. I do it once per stream. For new subscribers, I'll spit beans at the camera. It's everything you want, right?
Oh my.
Oh my.
And remember our new Patreon tier, if we get over 1,000 a month, I will eat cans of mini ravioli, the Sad Man special. Just for you guys.
Ew. Oh my. Stop, please. My bank account is already empty.
I'm gonna
No. I never thought it would awaken anything in me, but
So D&D, right?
Gamer
Right,
girl
let's roll some
pathway.
dice. Yeah, let's just roll.
Ravioli.
How you feel disgust, Tyler?
No, he's reaching for his wallet right now.
Wallet for my own.
What is my
stream?
CVV number? What is it?
Don't worry, his wallet is in front of me. I'll do it for him.
Oh my.
That's identity theft. All right. Anyways, Calvin, back to you. What were you saying about this was your worst nightmare?
Welcome back to this DM's worst nightmare. That's because I have wonderful, great sellers here. It's because I can't. I just can't.
We all know. It's
just
not because you
just
can't talk
can't.
anymore.
I just can't.
No, I can't talk. I just suck at talking. And what the fuck are conversations going on?
Yeah, the
Get
new
out.
nightmare is here.
Yeah, my new nightmare is this now.
Future is now, old man.
What do you
So
do,
we left
fellow kids?
off. They just finished off a mystery group of people with hoods that killed the security. We've met up the mystery cleric, known as Steph. I meant Lapis. Lapis was alive the whole time, you guys.
Yeah!
What a fucking twist.
Better!
Class change.
That's how you get
Class
class
change.
change.
George is gonna
Near
have to look
death.
back to his career like, where the fuck did I put Lapis?
I deleted that. That thing gone.
Oh, you just deleted that one.
But the ship starts to move. They got everyone on the ship, including Lapis. Lapis is on the chair.
Falling apart.
Lapis in the back. Pieces of him started to fall off. And we're left from there. And you guys are on the ship on the bottom level in, I'll say, the cafeteria area.
Is everyone down there?
Oh, you guys are there.
Okay.
Nobody else.
Okay.
You see nobody else.
So at least 2 hooligans are on the boat.
At least.
One would assume that at least one of them is in the captain's quarters trying to pilot the ship right now.
Yes, one of them ran off ahead of the other 2, so we have at the very minimum 3 on board.
So, I'm sorry, I'm kind of lacking some information. If you guys don't mind filling me in.
Oh, yes.
Oh!
Meta beam.
So powerful.
And now you know the story.
Oh!
Or
We
we want to
see-
actually roleplay going through the entire series of events.
We just see Steph's brain melt as it happens.
She melts like the guy on the tarmac did.
I'll say we just roleplay some of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right now, the city's under attack by something called the Eater. Apparently, it's happened before.
Is it the giant eyeball that was in the sky?
Yeah.
That's the one.
Ah.
So
I was there when it happened, but I was on guard duty the whole time.
So you're part of the guards?
Yes, I was tasked to guard the StellaHeart, and it got stolen right under me.
Wait, what?
I guess before we continue your story, let me give a brief introduction for myself. My name is Stephanie Orion. Please call me Steph. I am a representative from the church, of the collaboration between the church and the guild. So I am both part of the Bluebills Guild, but also part of the church. And I am here to give assistance to, I believe the bunch is you guys, from the guild leader himself. And it is a pleasure to meet all of you.
To quick knowledge with people who's been in the guild for a long time. So, Opal, you don't know about this, but everybody else, there's never been a relationship. There's always been a bad relationship between the guild and the church, and this is the first time you're hearing there's a collab, ever.
Safe to assume it's in an attempt to mend burnt bridges.
Yes.
Or to spy on us.
Are you a plant?
No, I swear I'm not. I have been sent by the church themselves to, like you said, mend ties between both the church and the guild. I am a representative, and if things goes well for my end, well, then the church and the guild will happily work together from now on.
Right now, I think the best course of action is to trust what they say anyways. There's no reason to deny what you're saying, right?
Yes.
No, I have no qualms against the church. Not only that, but there is currently a giant eyeball threatening to eat all living beings on the planet, so I think we have a common enemy at the very least.
Yes, indeed. Also, I just blanked out.
Brain fart.
Yeah, I totally forgot what I was about to say. Okay, I'll just go with this. As I arrived in the city, the guild leader gave me a mission to go protect the StellaHeart. I was one of a few guards who were on duty that day, and they told me afterwards I will be joining up with another group from the guild, which is you guys, I believe. But as the day I was going to join you guys, well, you saw what happened. I found the rope people taking the StellaHeart. I gave chase and led me to this airship.
So these people took the StellaHeart?
Yes, I believe so. Yes, one of the mages.
And they're on the ship right now.
I believe so.
That means the one who went ahead of the other group of 4 might be the one carrying the StellaHeart. That would explain why they left their comrades to die by our hands.
So
How did these Gothic children steal the StellaHeart?
I don't know. I was guarding one entrance, and when I went to go look, all the other guards were down. And I was outnumbered. I didn't want to engage in combat, so instead I decided to follow.
I assume it would be warded. That would be why. A big light bulb that says, "Over here, free meal."
What I could think of, as I was going in, we all had replica keys to get into the place, all the guards. You either had one of them was a traitor for it, or somehow there was another spare key, a copy of the key, to get in.
Traitor would be reasonable.
Yes.
There are plenty of magical ways to unlock a lock as well.
Calvin, when the attack happened, was all the guards like there who were like taking shifts and stuff? Were they all there, or just a few of them?
All of them was there.
All the guards that were there that were supposed to guard the StellaHeart were there and knocked unconscious besides me. So unless they were pretending, I couldn't think of any one of them being the rat.
If the rat hadn't been found out so far, they could have very well been actually knocked unconscious with the rest of them, considering their job was already done.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless, we know that the StellaHeart is here, and we know that we don't have the information on how to use it properly. So for the time being, it's best you stay with us. Plus, pretty soon, it'd be impossible to leave the airship anyways without dying.
I believe you are correct about that, especially with the things out there. I don't want to be a part of that. I was easily able to avoid them just by following these robot people, but from what I heard, they wreaked havoc.
Wait, you said you were able to avoid them by following these robed individuals.
Yes, I was following the whole time and never ran into a single one.
Despite the fact that they were casting. Could they be working alongside the Eater?
Considering they came out alongside when the Eater first arrived, it's a fair understanding that that's probably the case.
Those creatures are the Eaters?
Those guys we fought on the airship before were as well.
It would explain why they weren't afraid to use their magic then if they're working alongside them. If they were just willing to throw out a missile without any problem.
We have an important question to ask right now. Because our goal was to go to the village that had first encountered this Evergreen?
Everfall.
Everfall.
If the people here stole a StellaHeart, they, under fair understanding, don't know that we're on the ship right now. If we hide out, they will fly to wherever they're going to be taking the StellaHeart.
So are you saying to potentially hide out until we land again? Or do we try to get an upper hand on maybe a couple that are just roaming around? And
I doubt that they're all on here.
If somebody went out of their way to steal the StellaHeart, and if the vision the old woman gave me was correct, my assumption is the StellaHeart must be directly used to stop the Eater, or at least to summon the Relic Guardians. I would assume somebody is trying to steal it to prevent anyone from utilizing the StellaHeart's power. I think it's best if we stop them immediately, although we could wait for them to turn the ship and track that trajectory. If there's any important landmarks, a destroyed city, a dormant volcano in the way, that might be a place to investigate later. And after they've started plotting their course, we can take them out and murder them mercilessly. You know, our forte.
Unfortunately. I think that's best then. So then, once they start heading in a very general direction, then we take the upper hand, take back the StellaHeart, and line it out on possibly a map, so that way we can understand where we're going to be going, or where they're trying to be going, and go from there. Steph,
Are we all in agreement?
This is very confusing for you, I'm sure, but right now we are trying to prevent and stop the Eater again, because apparently this has happened before. So we're going to be working together again, if that's something that you're okay with.
Well, I was given an order to follow you guys and do whatever can to help, and this is for the church's sake, so yes, I'll help.
How very diligent of you.
Thank you. And what a very, how I can say, violent group you have here taking such means, but I don't agree. I don't disagree. So.
I give a glance to Sarek.
Now, since we have our plans underway, if you don't mind, how about introductions from all of you, since I don't know either one of you, besides Ollie, I believe? I heard your name was?
Elevandra Stardew. I am a silver rank in the Bluebird's Guild.
I wish I knew what that meant since I only been with the guild for a few days, but that seems pretty high. Nice to meet you.
I guess I'm Opal Valentine. I'm one of the newest ones here as well. So welcome to the newbie club.
At the back, I rarely see any. It's nice to meet one in person.
There would have been two of us, but unfortunately, accidents happened.
I see. I'm guessing that's with the fellow Tabaxi sitting in that chair.
Yeah.
And you see her give it a quick prayer, and then she will look at the next person, I guess, to the Warforge. Then.
I am Volthoom. A pleasure to make your acquaintance.
How do you do, kind Sir? I'm guessing I can call you? Sir?
Sir works.
And she gives a quick bow. And then she will look over at Sarek and be like, and who's this handsome devil's name?
Sarek, pleasure to meet you.
Oh, no, the pleasure's all mine. It's nice to meet you. And you already know my name, so... But just in case, again, I am Stephanie Orion. But all of you, please call me Steph. It's a lot easier. And I'll be
Alright.
I'll be happy to work with every single one of you.
It'll be interesting, but it'll be fun to work with you, Steph.
Likewise.
Kelvin. The
Damn
layout of
question.
this airship. Is this similar to the previous airship we rode on?
To your guys' knowledge, it looks like it.
Oh, wow.
Right. Do we want to check all the decks from bottom to top, or do we want to rush straight over to the captain's quarters?
Well, assuming there's not too many on the ship, they would just be held up in the captain's quarters, right?
But it
That would be my
wouldn't.
guess.
But it wouldn't hurt to check some of the bigger areas, like at the stage or in the commons. You know, just to kind of mark your ground.
If they were going to be anywhere else, my first guess would be in the engine room. Although you can fly the ship with only 2 people, 3 is a minimum preference. Although, if there's only them there, the ship did seem to take off, I suppose it's up to the rest of you. We could split up and go looking. I doubt that one wounded warrior is going to do much against a pair of powerful fighters. Or, you know, the wounded ramshackle lot that we have here. Whichever one.
Maybe it's better to stick as a group in this scenario, but I'm leaving that up to others to pitch in.
If they're working with the eaters, then we shouldn't try to separate.
That's right, because all of you have magic of sorts. I'm the only one who does not have any kind of magic. So it would be pretty rough.
In this case, I vote that we go straight to the captain's quarters. Or the command deck, rather.
I agree. The moment we can wrangle the direction that we're going, the better off we'll be.
I have no complaints. I agree.
Alright. I don't know my way around the ship, so you guys seem knowledgeable about it.
I'll take the lead then.
I'll fall right next to her so I could protect her.
I'll stay towards the middle.
I'll bring up the rear.
I'll be back there as well.
Ooh, the rear, you said.
Alright.
So while we're walking, though, I'm gonna have a little girl talk with Ollie.
Are you guys making up to the control room?
Yeah, that's the direction we're gonna make it towards.
Alright.
So before we go, girl talk with Ollie. So, Ollie, I have a question.
It's Allie, but yeah.
Oh, Allie, sorry about that. But what is your relation with Sarek over there?
He's been a member of the Bluebirds Guild. I've been a member a bit longer, but we've known of each other for a little bit. I'd call us friends. To
Friends,
some degree.
and
The
nothing more.
awkwardness here of 2 men having girl talk with one another about a guy who just killed the character of another one of them.
This is like, I don't know what the fuck to say.
Allie
Role-playing
say,
at its
Tyler?
finest. Let's go.
Like, I don't want to do this either, but this is Steph I'm talking about. I have to.
Yikes.
Yes, we're gonna be at odds for a little bit, so
At
friends
odds?
is the furthest it'd be.
Oh, this something happened between you two?
Between everyone here, I'd say.
Ah. I see. Well, I won't dive too deep into it, but But yeah, I'll leave it at that. And she gives a smile and continue walking.
I don't even notice the smile. I'm just looking forwards, trying to
Yeah,
stay away.
exactly.
We're probably stealthing, right?
It's up to you guys. If you guys stealthing, all you guys roll stealth. If not, then you guys gonna continue walking forward.
I would assume we're probably gonna try to stealth.
We're doing a group stealth, thank God.
Oh, I figured we would do a Pulp Fiction move over here and just, stay. Oh, no. Pulp Fiction is in, like, go outside of the door, realize that they're not quite in position yet, and then we'll go off to the side and have our conversations and wait for them to set the airship in the right course before we go in there and blow a hole in everybody's head.
I'm rolling stealth.
Oh, right. No, yes. We're doing the group stealth, right?
No.
No?
It's usually how stealth works. Well, it's like everyone rolled stealth anyways.
Alright, that's already a bad roll. Hopefully it doesn't get worse than that. It does... No, okay, that's a little better, but I'm still at disadvantage, so it doesn't matter.
You're not at disadvantage. You're wearing mithril armor.
Yeah, I thought that gives me disadvantage.
No, heavy armor gives you disadvantage. Mithril takes away the disadvantage.
Ah.
Yes, this is a strict roll.
Oh, it's still pretty bad, so...
Well,
Yeah, same.
Would
Well,
everybody roll?
in reality, nothing will change.
Yeah, I got a 6.
Hey,
Six.
same!
Yeah!
Yeah!
I got a 21. Solid.
21.
I got a 16.
A solid 15.
You're asking the rogue to be stealthy.
Yeah, and that's why you're working.
Yeah.
You guys quietly make it through the ship. Since the layout is almost similar to your guys' this ship before, but in a more neatly manner. Doesn't seems there's no hole in the wall next to the entrance of the staging room.
It's not destroyed.
The door is still intact, entering the staging room. Make you guys up past the lobby, made yourself up, got to the living room, and made up to the control room.
We haven't run into like anybody here, right?
Dead quiet.
Have we felt any shift in direction?
You felt the ship shaking a bit, but you have not for sure.
We don't know if we've like started moving in a direction.
Are there any windows along this corridor that we could look out?
At the far end, there's a window, but right now you guys are at the stairs. In the middle is the door that leads to the control room. To you guys, you guys are about to go approach. Right now, I left you guys at the stairs.
All right, let's just go check.
Are you gonna go check by yourself, or is everybody gonna come?
That's a good question. What's everybody else's plan?
I'll follow with Allie.
That's the room.
Yeah.
Let me take point. Allie, get behind me.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna go wait by the door because my heavy ass footsteps are not gonna be easy to smother.
All right. So the two people that are the heaviest are hanging out by the door, while the rest of us go check out the window.
All right,
Are we moving?
window team.
Are we moving?
There's a bucket with water and a towel. I was joking. Anyways, you guys look out the window.
There's a bucket with a towel.
There's a water.
Outside the window? My God,
No, it's in the window.
those madmen.
It was all a trick.
You guys see that you guys are still ascending, going up towards the cloud, up to the clouds, and the clouds seems very dark. No, for sure it's gonna happen, but you see the airport getting smaller and smaller. but see the city still in a panic state. Still, guilds are fighting those creatures, so on and so forth. And so far, it's not have been a change. It's still going.
It's still just rising.
Still rising towards southeast. No, southwest.
So we're pointing southwest, but we
Yeah.
haven't started going southwest.
You're going like in a vertical like this.
Oh, okay.
You said like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we are headed southwest then.
Yeah, you're heading southwest while ascending to the clouds.
Yep.
All right,
Or-
coming back and meta beaming that into the other two.
Oh,
Do any of us have a world map on us?
Well, no, I don't.
I don't think so.
Let me see. Component 5 tattered. Would we count a world map as a usual part of a scholar's pack?
No.
Oh,
damn.
Daddy,
Well-
can I have a world map, Daddy?
Father, could I please have a world map,
Is
Father?
a world map a world
Father,
map?
can I have a world map,
Well,
Father?
even if we can't
Father,
chart it,
please.
we have a fair understanding of which direction we're going. Anyway, it's just southwest of the airport, basically.
You would imagine that there's a map probably on the ship somewhere once we get to that point.
Should be right on the bridge.
Well then, do we want to breach and clear?
Why not?
All right. Volthum is going to take position next to the door.
I'll stand behind Steph.
Alright.
Alrighty. I'll be behind Volthum. I will ready my action. If these motherfuckers are in here ready to fight, they're gonna get some cards.
Opal will take the other side of the door, just for the shits of it. Just kind of
So-
sit there and wait.
Just before we do
Push it.
anything, before we do anything and just start breaching and blowing up this door,
Breaching,
I'll
breaching.
put my ear up to it. Do I hear people on the other side of it?
Make perception.
Okay.
All you hear is my.
Ooh. Perception. 21.
Hmm.
You quietly lean against the door, trying to hear if there's a pencil. If anybody inside. You hear footsteps. Like there's probably multiple people. Assuming there's more than two.
Are they right next to the door?
No. It sounds a little distance away.
Okay. I will step back and just give a nod.
Steph puts up her hands for like a countdown, and she starts doing a countdown. And like when she hits you, she breaks down the door. Or attempts to break down the door.
Roll to
Uh,
hit.
Roll the hit. Do I get any modifiers with this, or?
Your
Hey,
strength.
Bud, your microphone is at your forehead?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Wait, Calvin still got me. You death piece of
Well, yeah, but I rose your volume because you were fucking quiet.
Yeah, it sounded like you were a mile away trying to yell to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were all the way over here, you know. We
Hey,
can still hear
you guys.
It's not good.
Guys, I'm falling off the ship. Oh no!
Another one bites the dust.
All right.
Do-
Drain. That is
Another
an
one's
ad.
gone. And another one's gone.
And that 20.
Yeah. Take that door.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, I mean.
Is the door warded, Daddy?
Hmm.
Daddy, did they ward the door?
I mean, I'm pretty sure I saved, but there it is. Yeah, that would be that. So 25.
25.
So that's +6, +7.
See my dude? Oh, is it plus 7? Hang on, I actually don't know.
You did a military countdown to your fellow teammates, and when you reach 0, you start breaking down the door. This door starts. You break down the door, got inside, and you've been hit this weird magical aura that time's been slowed for a bit for you.
Oh.
Rip.
Yeah.
Rip
What'd you roll for your save?
Oof.
5.
A what?
5.
A 5?
No,
25.
25. Oh.
I can still barely hear you, and I have you at 200%, Jordan.
Ah, take
Are
that.
you
piece
telling
of-
me that a 25 is not enough to save against these motherfuckers?
You felt this slow
Felt it.
motion. Then you look around real quick. The door slowly falls, but you're moving fine. Then you look forward. You see a dagger's been thrown at you.
Put my shield up.
Slow
You have
and
a
a
shield?
dagger? Like half of that's pretty good. The other half is kind of.
Well, if they have an
Sus.
armor class of 18 that they're only wearing chainmail, then yeah, they have a shield up.
Shields up. Yeah, I always have my shield on. Yeah.
Shields up.
I mean, I was watching a video like that today, Lynn. Oh.
Shields up.
Yeah, the way I got it from was Dragon Ball Fighters. One of the characters has a counter move, and he goes like, shields up! And then
I
it's a
see.
counter. It's a counter. That's where I got it from. And when we started playing Divinity, I was like, oh, shields up!
Such a good ability.
Right?
What's your AC
18.
with the shield?
Yes, with the shield.
You see that dagger being thrown. You throw your shield up. The dagger passes through your shield and hits you on the shoulder.
Oh. Ouch.
And you take 6 points of damage.
Oh.
And
Oh, did I still have that temp hit HP?
Yeah,
Nice.
less than an hour.
yes,
Well, it lasts until we take a short rest. So
Nice.
Yep.
Alright.
but as soon a little time pass, dagger disappear, and you're in combat.
Will
Wait,
this
can I
proc
choose my
held
can I choose
action?
my can I choose my spot where I want to stand before we engage initiative?
I mean, you burst through the door.
You burst through the door. You're in front of
Yeah.
the door.
Like I want to
Or-
be a little bit away from the door so enough for them to get by, but I'm still covering them pretty much.
Oh, like running in a little bit more.
Yeah.
You're still from the door.
Do we get a surprise round from this breach?
No, because
They were waiting for us.
Steph, the moment this seems odd, you look forward, they seem ready for you guys.
Ah. I mean, yeah, understandable.
No faith in their friends.
I mean, to be fair, they did leave. They did just witness one of them get slightly melted.
Yeah, but then that one also didn't die and just kept going, so I don't know. I feel like if I watch my
2v5,
friend
they
melt,
got it.
if I watch my friend melt and they die, I go, "Whoa, this is bad." But if I watch my friend melt and they just keep going, I'm like, "Yeah, he's probably got it."
You got some high confidence there.
Well,
Reasonable
he's got some
logic.
high constitution. He's melting and he's just keeping going like nothing happened.
Very much. Steph, you see this rogue figure in front of you in the center, and he looks at the two mages like, "We finish this quickly before we get there." He just point at them, and he's gonna take his movement, go behind the controls, and throw another dagger at you.
Oh.
The only place you're going is straight to hell.
He's gonna throw 2 daggers, actually.
Right next to Lapis.
One to find hits up Lapis. Curves through all the hallways.
What's your AC again? 18?
Just remember, his AC is legal.
One of them will hit.
No.
Hit you with a 19.
Got that legal AC, eh?
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
I'm legal, boy. I'm in the AC of 18. I'm legal.
I'm 13, leave me be.
I hate this. Yeah, I'm only 13 too, so leave me
Yeah,
alone.
the rest of us are definitely illegal. Yeah, so that means that you are illegal for the rest of us. So please leave.
You're the only one they can hit.
You are officially a sex pest now. Thank you.
Yikes. Anyways.
Yikes.
One dagger hits your shield. The other one hits you for 8 points of damage of thrust.
Ooh.
Piercing.
Seriously. I can't think of the word. Reason I'm like,
I mean, thrusting is a form of piercing, so that's fair.
well, I mean, no, realistically, it doesn't matter at this point. Nobody's got resistance to any of the basic damages right now.
We don't know that. We don't know enough about Steph.
Steph, are you resistant to non-magical physical damage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
There's some magical armors that are like, oh, you take less damage from piercing.
At level 5?
Eh, it's like
Yeah.
3 points.
This legendary plate armor handed down to me by the Relic Guardians themselves gives me resistance to physical damage, regardless if it's magical or not.
Yeah, I'd like to revisit my magical item at that point. If somebody's getting
Yeah, my hat that
resistance to
changes my
damage.
clothes.
You get resistance to damage, and I have to fucking roll to see if I get fucked over every
I gotta-
5 minutes.
I've got to have a willing person look at my book in order to give them a temporary effect.
Anyways.
You're walking around resistant to bludgeoning damage, but not to piercing or something.
Damn you.
that's all he's gonna do. He's gonna take cover behind the controls. Opal.
Okay. Are all of the people who we want to kill clustered together, or are they kind of separated out at the
They're all
moment?
separate out.
Okay.
There's one in the center, and one is on the left side, probably next to the wall, and the other one's probably the same thing on the right side of the wall.
I'm gonna go for, because I'm assuming the one in the center would be the closest to me, correct?
Yes, if you can jump over the controls, then yes.
Hell yeah, we're gonna try it. Let's do it. Just gonna run and jump over the
Oh,
controls.
you hear her?
and get
She's
to this
running, so
person.
she's gonna get nat 20.
Yeah.
You right.
Running!
Don't even roll.
Running!
Oh, that's unfavorable then.
Huh?
What'd you say?
Wait, what did you say?
Roll a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. The door.
Yeah. Well, that's a 19. Straight 19, because I don't have anything for that modifier.
Damn. That's a good roll.
Uncanny dodge this.
You've been hit by this weird magical thing. The moment you step in, try to go around Steph, but you have to go around her, so it takes extra movements. But you made it 5 feet short to the controls.
Well, can I use bonus action to dash? Or use cunning action to dash to get to the rest of the way there.
And you made it right there then.
All right.
You take a victory lap first because you have 30 feet to go.
Yeah. Really, just wee. And when she gets there, she's going to go in for a good old stab with a rapier. Ooh, that's a tasty 23 to hit.
Oh my.
20 does hit.
Yes. Kill them.
Wasn't a crit, though. Not good enough.
No, it wasn't a crit.
You do have sneak attack, though, because you're the only one standing next to them.
Right.
No, she does. For some reason, it got canceled. I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay. I was about to be like, excuse me?
I was about to get mad because I actually rolled fairly well for that sneak attack.
For some reason, your class abilities do not work here.
23 points of damage with that.
Calm down over there.
I mean, I only rolled 2 6s and a 3 for my sneak attack.
You walk through my magical time slow aura that also stops you from being a pirate. Get dunked on, nerd.
All right, you did.
Skedaddle, skedack, you're now addicted to crack.
You just ran around this magical area, trying to make your way around the trolls to the center guy, stab him, bring him out, but he's still standing. But he looks very, or actually, you can't see him. You can't see his face.
Oh, okay. Alright, well, I can't really... I could, but that'd be a waste. Yeah, she'll just kind of stay close by. She'll stay close to him and just kind of laugh a little. I don't know.
You laugh at this person, but you get the sense of danger from him.
I'm in danger.
You look at him and he's got a bunch of menacing marks wiggling past him.
You actually can't see his face, so that's pretty
Yeah.
terrifying.
The area is shaded in purple.
Oh,
He makes a stance that looks like it would break a normal human spine.
Oh boy, yeah, that'd be scary.
You thought this was a big bad evil guy, but it was me, Dio.
But yeah, that'll be my turn.
Oh.
Ooh.
Ooh. Ooh.
One of the mage's turn. The mage is on the left. He's gonna take his turn.
Ooh.
So there's 3 of them in here, right?
Yes.
As far as we know. There could be more, but...
Maybe.
they're all asleep in the rooms. The people out in the hallway. We're about to have our kung fu moment of having to single combat 50 people running down a hallway in single file.
That's in the future, but not now.
Kill Bill Volume 3. There's only 2 movies, right?
So,
think
what was
so.
that movie called? Rampage or Renegade or something?
Yes.
Guy who has to fight his way up that giant spiral building.
Oh, I think
Yeah, you know it.
you're right. With Rampage, I believe.
I was positive it was Rampage or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Such a good fight scene. So well choreographed.
The mage on the left is gonna cast Magic Missile at Opal.
You bitches. What level is he casting it at?
9.
9.
Oh shit!
It's not high that high. Hello.
Yeah, it's also not how
Yeah.
Magic Missile works, unfortunately.
Casting it at. What level is this? Tell me.
What are you talking about? You could absolutely cast it at 9th level for Magic Missile.
Magic Missile? Yeah,
Yeah.
but is it increasing damage then?
No, it just increases the number of
Number of
missiles.
darts.
I'm pretty sure the number of darts just increase at player level and not at cast
No.
level.
Nope. It's cast level.
Cast level. What
He's
level is
got-
this spell?
Level 3.
Oh!
Hmm.
5 darts.
I'm not going to allow this. Is he within 60 feet of me?
He's on the side of the other wall of you. I don't know if you need sight.
Is he within 60 feet of me? Yes
he's
or
at
no?
60.
Damn.
Oh. Zen.
Zen.
No. No magic missile here.
As he tried to cast Magic Missile at Opal, who charged in and stab, seems to be the very important person, and puzzled why is this happening to him now.
This is a magic missile free zone.
The eaters told me my magic would be safe.
You promised me.
Daddy promised. No.
Is your counterspell an Uno reverse card?
Oh my god.
Yeah. I don't have one here, but yeah.
It's the only off card in your 52 card deck.
Awesome.
No, you.
He just has a Uno deck on hand, ready to go, and he just pulls it out.
Action. Can't do anything.
That's right, you can't, you dirty skank.
You filthy caster.
Angry
boy.
over there.
I so love counterspell.
Yeah, you would, you blue mage. Oh, I use blue mana. Oh, I just don't want you to play the game. Oh,
I prefer negate, I'll have you know. Which I don't think that's
whatever.
instant. I can't use that to counter, or can I? Most counters are instants.
Almost all of them are instants, yeah.
There's that one guy who could flash out, and he could only cancel things that had a mana cost of 4 or above. I don't remember the fuck his name was.
Nah, he was done. It was all Jace, man. You just played Jace the Mind Sculptor, and that's it.
Yeah.
You just counter for free.
Blue sucks. That's my
Yeah.
final stance. Black is where it's at.
Yeah, you heard it. That's true. That is true.
Anyways.
Black and red.
He's
Not mono red, though.
Yeah.
gonna take something out of his pocket for his
Oh,
bonus
nice.
action and end it there. So Sark, it is your turn.
What did he pull out of his pocket, eh?
His
Hmm?
dick.
No, pocket
What's in the
sand.
box?
Pocket stand?
Yeah, he's gonna throw it in your eyes.
Oh. I'm 60 feet
Pocket
away.
sand!
I want to throw cards at that guy. Fuck this guy.
So you made it down to the hallway. You're front of the door.
Fuck you. This caster guy with his 3rd level bullshit. Fuck you.
Roll to hit.
That is 2 crits.
Ooh.
2 natural 19s, and I crit on 19s.
Oh. Bastard.
Well, damn.
And
Oh,
don't roll for
my.
damage then.
Oh.
He's the same mage that you fought earlier, and he doesn't have enough HP. To
Oh yeah, they
survive.
didn't recover. That's right.
I just want to roll, just for the sake of it, because I'll never get this chance again.
True, yeah.
3 6s and a 5.
Oh.
18, 23, plus 8.
31.
31 points of damage from a cantrip. Ooh.
Yeah, so you throw 2 cards at him. The cards impact. He looks up and goes, Scheisse! And then he turns into a pink mist that spatters the people behind him. A wall
just-
of evaporated shit and chili fries.
I was gonna say, no, it turns into
Don't take
confetti,
it
and
away
it's just
from
like,
Calvin. It's Calvin's job.
I have powerful plans and powerful spells, but you guys not high enough level or to the point where I can use them.
Oh.
So
Yes, you'll feel bad hitting a 6th level party with power word kill. I feel like that might be bad.
Just a wee bit.
it's not all the stuff. It's all homebrewed, and they're not overpowered to kill instantly.
But that spell's not homebrewed.
Oh, mine does.
Oh.
But
Magic missile cast an ass. Get out of here.
he died on the ground, but the item that he was holding, he let go. It was a scroll. You see a scroll rolling across.
The speed of sound.
How long is the scroll?
Scroll,
Follow
scroll
me.
is rolling, not rolling to open. It's still rolling to close.
It's a sealed scroll rolling.
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
sealed
I see.
scroll.
I was opening up and then spooling like a long list.
Yeah, he's got the
Shopping list.
classic Torah. He's got to unscroll and re-scroll his Torah that he carries with him at all times.
Yikes.
Ooh.
He's gone. I'm assuming that's the end of your turn.
I'll dip around the side of the door frame again, so I'm not an obvious target.
You move in, move out. You did a drive-by hit,
Ah.
and you kill the mage on the left, and that's the end of your turn. Bafium, it is your turn.
All right, it's my turn. I'm gonna roll into the doorway, and
Roll wisdom saving throw.
Oh, no,
going
I'm not
away
gonna...
or inside the.
No, I'm not
past
going to go inside. I'm going to go stand in the doorway, but not go through the threshold.
All right.
Shoot, there's 2 people standing right now, right?
Yep. The one in the center and one on the right side.
Okay, I'm going to go for the one on the right side. 2 Eldritch Blasts! What the hell are you? Okay. Does an unnatural 20 hit?
Yes, the unnatural 20 will hit.
Okay, both of these hit then. The other one's a 22. This is a 15 for the roll. Damage! Your shoot. I mean, shit. I mean, it doesn't
Your
matter. Whatever. That's 14 total force damage.
Cook him.
You hit him 2 force, but he's still standing, but he's coughing off blood.
And now that I've done that, now I'm going to try and 5-foot shunt through that doorway into the rest of the room. Polish off that movement, make a will save. It's not a 20. So, I mean, it's 20, it's an unnatural 20, so that doesn't save.
It's not a 20.
So, actually, it wouldn't matter. Even if I rolled a 20, it'd be a total of 25, so that's still not enough. Anyways, so I'll take my reduced movement to just get out of the way if anybody else wants to shoot through the doorway. And that's the end of the turn.
All right. Me out of your way. Ollie, it is your turn.
Not really.
One down. Snow movement area.
Yeah, I don't
The center guy is there. Still.
got a whole lot going on here. I'll just peek out. I'll use
Power word kill.
no.
Such an obvious choice.
I've got that bolt rifle on hand, right?
You do?
Yes,
I totally
you do.
forgot you had a gun.
I did too.
I'm still
Also-
still learning with it a little
To be
bit.
fair, you mean bolt action rifle, right?
Well, yeah. I just read it
Yeah.
as bolt rifle.
'Cause- Bolt rifle would be a 75 millimeter grenade launcher with gyro jets. It's not quite the same thing.
I pull out my grenade launcher.
I'm going to take a shot at the one that's away from everyone else. The one that's over in the corner that was shot by Eldritch Blasts. I'm going to take a shot at them.
Well,
The
you
guy
can
on the
attack the
right.
right mage.
Yeah, the right mage. So what do I roll for this?
Roll with disadvantage.
Alright. And it's just basically like I'm throwing a dart? Or...
Yes.
Okay. 14!
14 will miss as he's
What's your higher one?
shot.
What's my higher one? My higher one would be a dirty 20.
Yeah, drop that disadvantage. Last use of my coin for you.
Oh!
I got a dirty 20. Does that hit?
You shot this gun before and make a strength. No, actually, as the recoil was a bit stronger for you, the gun lift up. It's going straight to the mage, passing the wisdom save, the area effect, and hits the mage. So roll for damage.
So how much does a bolt rifle do?
Roll a d6.
D6.
2d6 since you roll a natural 20.
No, it's a dirty 20.
Oh, is that 30 20? Then it's d6.
It's just 1d6 plus my dex.
Yep.
Finally, an answer to the age-old question. Gun is weaker than sword.
And crossbow.
And dagger?
Well, I'm guessing the range is probably decent.
This is a low-class gun, you guys.
Yeah. I'm sure the range is.
It's still a gun.
That is 4 points of what is this? Piercing damage, or is it an exploding bolt or something?
Piercing damage.
Piercing. Okay.
Exploding bolt.
What's the range on this gun? Just so that way I can mark it down.
That's something I have to look up later. So
Okay. I'll wait then.
I know it's a little bit better than arrow, bow and arrow.
Oh wow. Then it's got some crazy range. If it's got more range than a longbow.
Yeah. Is that the end of your turn? So you got some movement and a bonus action.
Could I throw a dart as a bonus action?
Sure.
All right. I mean, I was just questioning because I shot a gun. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to. Ha!
You just drop the gun, just quickly throw a dart from your pocket like this.
How far away from them are we? How far away from them are we? I said the same thing twice. Oh. It probably doesn't matter. 13. So.
It will miss.
Yeah, I rolled an 8, so.
It just got to the area effect and just slowly descends downward. Slowly going down. Alright. Is that it?
Yeah, that's everything. I'm gonna peek back around the corner so I'm out of sight.
Alright. Steph, it is your turn.
Alright. Who is the closest one to me?
The mage, probably.
I really want to go up to that mage, though. That's the real question, guy.
I don't know. Do you?
Yeah.
They're both within movement range of you, so your question then becomes who do you want to punch, not who's closer.
Yeah, I go for the mage, the one that everyone's been beating up on.
Alright. Go
Mm.
through.
What?
You kick the floating door away that's falling. Now it actually falls to the ground to the other side of the room. You made through the air effect. Got to the mage. You're in front of the mage.
Yes. And then I'm gonna smack him with my mace. Sin.
Alright,
Miss it.
roll to hit.
That is a 17.
17 will hit.
Alright. Take this, you piece of shit. Oh, that fell on the floor. Oh. 3 points of damage.
Well done.
Thank you.
Good job.
Truly, you are the frontline fighter we deserve.
Yeah.
The other person is still standing up. Staying tall.
Let's see, what can I do with my bonus action?
Right.
Yeah,
It's a bonus action for clerics.
Spiritual weapon.
yeah, you're right. Like, spiritual weapon it is. Spiritual weapon right behind them, and then slice. What weapon am I going to do this time? You know what? No. Let's do we'll do a sledgehammer kind of thing. Yeah.
Not a drill, though.
Ooh.
Sledgehammer. Not a warhammer or anything. No, you're really going to your Gopnik roots. Pulling out a farming tool that you got from Babushka's shed.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. So yeah, sledgehammer.
You conjure a sledgehammer next to the person. Roll
And
to
then
hit.
swing. 21.
That will hit.
Alright. Oh man. 9.
9 points of damage as the spiritual weapon of a sledgehammer pops up to the side and hit him on the top of his head.
Take that.
You see a little indent going to his skull, coming out, falling forward.
Dead?
He's dead.
Oh.
I hate to break it to you, man, but you really are just a Gapnik. You should not be using real weapons. You should just be using farm tools. Next spiritual weapon can be a broken vodka bottle.
Yo, hand me that pitchfork over there. Ha! Alright, that'll be it for me then.
It's that mage's turn, but he's dead.
Nice.
Yes.
He didn't get really a turn.
Yes.
Well, that's his fault. He should have been strong.
Shouldn't have been dead.
Strong like our Gopnik cleric.
Yuck.
It's the last person standing's turn. It's not in the range to do that yet. He's gonna grab a scroll from his pockets, leave it open, and I need everybody in the room to make a dex saving throw
In the
Oh
room.
no.
in the
Oh.
room.
Okay, so then Opal and Steph.
Doesn't matter. I got a 20.
Well, Oh, I mean, 16, I guess?
I got a
Yeah.
net 20.
You didn't say running though.
I got an 18.
You're in the room?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize.
I spent the last of my movement to step through the doorway, because
Oh.
3 people trying to fire into a doorway and move back out of shot is not easy enough to do.
All you guys saved, just move back 5 feet away from your current position, but you take no damage.
Oh. I honestly thought it was a fireball coming our way.
No, he used Almighty Push.
Oh,
3 more
mighty
skeletons hit the floor.
Oh, not ready.
Oh,
Nope.
unfortunate.
And since
No, my D20. No, come back.
you won't take an opportunity, oh, that doesn't count though, because you've been forcibly moved.
Yeah, I got pushed back.
He's gonna go up. He's gonna run, dash forward, towards the glass of the front of the ship, and he's gonna break it. He's gonna break that with his action, and he did break the glass. Actually, I need a roll for that.
You please say he breaks his hand on the glass instead. Make him really pathetic.
Yeah, I'm rolling just in case that did happen, but it didn't. But he did break the glass. Huge gust of wind coming in, and he screams out this. Did I give this a name? No, I did not.
Jessica.
What languages
Roger.
do you guys know?
That is an interesting question. I know Elvish, Halfling, Sylvan, and Orc.
I know Abyssal, Common, Dwarvish, and Elvish.
Draconic, Halfling, and Sylvan, and Thieves can't, but that's not really. It's a language, but not really.
Yeah, it's not a language. He could scream
Yeah.
at the sky.
Pretty much.
unless he's sitting there making subtle hand gestures at the clouds. You're like,
Oh.
I know that one!
He's still in the clouds to get us. Shit!
He's telling the clouds that this area is not safe, but he should come back later.
Common and Celestial.
Common, Deep Speech, Elvish, and Giant.
All right. For any of the demonics, they hear 2 words. Gotta go to my notes here. They hear power come. Any people who has celestial hears eater. Yeah, just hear eater help.
Oh.
So in
Not gonna lie, my
celestial-
heart skipped a beat when you started with power.
Yeah, same.
I did. Yep.
Well, that's not good.
And that's all you can do. Opal, it is your turn.
Hmm. Huh. All right. Opal will. That's kind of dumb.
No, you.
Thanks, Jordan. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Opal is a little hesitant to run after him, considering that he's right next to, open glass. And we're not on the ground, assuming anymore.
It's still when you look out the window, you see it's still ascending.
Okay.
Vertically, horizontal,
Diagonally.
diagonally.
Laterally.
Because he's how far away from me? Like 65 feet then, right? If I got pushed back 5 and he ran and then dashed? Give or take, right or no? Am I doing that wrong?
You're 20 feet away from him.
Okay, 20 feet away. She's going to throw a dagger at him.
All
Just
right,
to keep distance.
roll to hit.
21.
21.
That will hit. That will
Okay.
hit.
All right. So that's D4. Well, that's pitiful. No, because sneak attack wouldn't go into range with this one, would it, or would it?
No, it has to be melee.
Well, that's a really sad 2. I rolled a 1.
So 6. How much?
I've only got +1 with strength, so I rolled a 1 on my D4 +1 is 2
You
damage.
throw a dagger, right?
That's dexterity, hon.
That's
Dexterity.
dex.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm dumb. Yeah, so that's a 4. Then that's 4. 4 points of damage. I was looking at cat claws. That's what I was looking at, not daggers.
And if you're about to throw any weapon that requires strength, a great axe, two-handed sword,
Yeah.
any big weapons, then that'll be strength.
Yeah. I was looking like I said, I was looking at cat claws, not daggers for a second. So 3 or 4 points of damage then.
4 points of damage. You throw a dagger right behind him, but he's not budging.
Can Opal scream out or kind of not scream but yell out the words that she heard from this guy to the other group or to
Yeah.
the rest of the group? Okay. And so she'll tell everybody it was power, and then I'm totally blanking on the second word. But she says, "We warn power and fuck. What's the other word, Calvin?
Help.
Power. Be warned. Power and help." He was screaming power and help as she'll yell it to everyone else. And then she'll stay. No, she'll take cover behind the controls. Can she do that or no?
You're on the other side of the controls, hiding away from that guy.
Yep. When she takes cover, that'll end her turn there.
All right. That mage just said, Sark, it is your turn.
Oh my, he's calling to the Eater for help. Yes. Well, I
If
might
that's
as well
the case, go flank him. I'll try and level out the ship and gain speed.
Okay, yep. I am running into the room.
Running in. Make a wisdom saving throw.
There's no way I can pass. If the DC is 25, there's no fucking way. Cocked. Yeah. A 12?
No. So you barely made it out the area. And you have like 5 more movements left.
Oh boy. How far away is he from me?
30.
30. Yeah, I'll dash in front of him. I'll interpose myself between him and the window.
He's right next to the window, so you gotta go beside him.
Fine.
Right there you're right next to him. To the hooded person.
That is everything.
That's everything.
And,
All right. Baftium, it is your turn.
Okay.
Tyler,
You
Okay.
messed up your own stream layout.
Tyler?
I'm back. The stream is frozen.
Technical issues.
Oh.
We'll take a quick sec here to fix this.
Well, it's only our cameras, which is why I'm confused. Your camera's fine.
So everyone else's
Yeah.
is frozen, but Calvin.
Yeah. There we go. Okay, fixed now. I had to switch stream screens for some reason.
He's a
Alright.
broker did it.
I'll just do this to make sure I'm still
Yeah,
moving.
you're still moving fine.
Anyways,
You were still moving fine, anyways.
So I'm gonna approach the command console.
you go
And,
straight ahead. You're in the room, right? So you don't have to. You make it to the console. The control is really familiar to you, but just a little reminder. The only thing you can see is anything that's straight out in front of you.
Yep. So knowing that we're going up at an angle, I want to level us out. So bring the nose of the ship down so we're more level with the horizon, and then jam the accelerator as far forward as we can go.
Since you already know the controls, really simple for you. This will take up a bonus action, or not.
Oh, this is gonna be my whole thing. I'm not taking my hands off these controls now that I'm here. I'm gonna try and make sure that we if I have an extra action, I want to hold that action for if I see any movement off the front of the ship to take evasive maneuvers.
All right, that is your action. That's your holding action.
Mhm.
You did all that. You still see the clouds like barely on top of the ship, so base ship's touching the clouds, but you're going straight though.
Perfect.
So, Ollie, it is your turn.
Who's still standing? Both of them?
Nope, just the big
One
bad.
dude, yeah.
Just
the
one
big
guy.
guy. The one standing next to
The window.
the window. Okay. How far are they from me? Or from
You're
the
up.
entrance?
35 from you. I'll say it takes 40 feet.
Just remember that there's that area, so as soon as you enter, it's gonna sap all of your movement.
Well, I'm gonna try to move as close as possible.
Mm.
So I'm gonna take my full movement to get as close as possible. I'm not gonna beat a 25 on the wisdom save. Yeah, there's no way. 8.
Nope. So, made it in,
Nice.
got out, barely movement left.
How far are they from me now? Are they within 15 feet?
They're if you move forward with your resting limit, you are 15 feet away.
15 feet, and they're by the window, right?
Yes.
All right. There's no electronics or anything in between us, right?
The controls.
The controls are in the way.
Yeah.
That's what I said. You move forward.
I thought they were.
You're 15 feet.
the other way. Okay, I'm misunderstanding the layout of this room.
It's I assume it's like a terraced thing downwards where the actual like ship controls are on the middle terrace. So you've got your communication stuff up top, another level down you've got the actual control panel, another level down you have a viewing bay.
Well, all my stuff explodes things, so I'm not going to be doing any of that.
Yeah, please stop.
I was like, oh, they're by the window. That's near a wall, right? Let me thunder wave them out the building. That's not going to happen.
But do you really want to thunder wave them away?
If it gets them out of if it gets them out of the ship. That's
Are
what
you
my thought
sure?
process was.
Are
What if
you
they
really sure
have
you
it?
want to, though?
Oh, I guess I have the thing. Alright, you know what? Fine. I'm just gonna shoot them and do another dart.
You have not reloaded your gun.
What does it take to reload?
It takes a bonus action to reload. Unless you have unless you didn't carry ammo, then you're out.
Oh, no, I've got ammunition. That's fine. I'll just throw 2 darts then.
Roll to hit.
Hey! 17 and an 18.
They both hit.
Yeah! Take that, turd. Where is it? Oh, no, there it is. Missed it. 8 points of piercing damage.
8 points?
8 points.
8 points.
8 points.
21.
8 points.
8 points, are you
You-
sure?
Yes.
You throw 2 darts at him on his back. He knocked those away, but he's still standing. And I got. See. All right. Don't care.
Woo.
So, what are you gonna do? That's it.
That's everything. A movement, bonus, and action.
Steph, it is your turn.
Alright, I'm gonna run up to. Yeah, I'm gonna get up to that guy. Can I make it to him?
Yeah, you can make up to him.
Yes. Then I'm gonna. Oh, how far is he from me actually?
$25 feet away from you.
How about my spiritual weapon?
Your special one didn't get moved, so it'll be 15.
I'm gonna move the spiritual weapon up to him then and have that attack him. Like, wow, wow, wow.
Alright, roll to hit.
Here we go.
What's your hand?
16?
16 does hit.
Here we
Aha.
go. I am
Squishy
seeing mine.
mage.
That is 6 damage. Alright, and then here's the other one. I'm going to attack again with mage weapon. Okay. Take this. 15?
That will miss, and you command your spiritual weapon get closer to the final target. It hits the first time. Try to swing again, but a miss, and hit
No.
right next to him.
No. No. And that's really all I can do. I can move, I guess. Yeah, I'll move up behind him so he doesn't get away from the window, I guess.
Okay, your guy, he's completely surrounded. Start from his left, the spiritual weapon to his right, and right behind him is you stuff.
Nice. Okay. And that's my turn.
He is going It is his turn, and he's going to.
Spin to win.
A mage.
Yeah. Jump out the window. He's gonna go for the Pyrrhic victory. We can't have him, no one can.
He's gonna attack Sark.
Why though? Why me? Oh, you could have chosen anyone else who has a higher AC, maybe.
What? What?
More health, maybe.
Okay. Does a 17 hit?
No, of course not.
You take 9 points of damage.
Very good. Very good.
9 points of slash damage.
Mm-hmm.
Slash. And for his. Man, he really got nothing as much.
He's got break window and scream, and that was kind of all I kitted him out for.
You see, you paid attention to his background. He was in the choir in an earlier time, so he is very good at projecting his voice.
Since you guys are mocking him that way, he's gonna do the same thing again. He's gonna go scream out the window.
This time he says, "Really serious, please help."
But for realsies, though.
Pretty please.
Help!
Who understands orc or giant?
Orc.
Giant.
The two words he says in orc: hurry, eater, giant. I have it.
Just give yourself away, bud.
Honestly, your 3 words sound more important than mine.
I just heard him say he has it.
He has the beans.
You know what that means? Wail on him!
To continue with what has been going on.
He's weak and pathetic. Beat him!
Falling over, get the tail.
Hornbreak! Hornbreak!
The moment he shouted out in the window, and after finishing his sentence, and Buffoon says, "Wail at him!" You hear this roar that shook up the ship violently. And that happens. Blue, it is your turn. You're
Alright.
fighting the controls. Oof.
Yep. I'm gonna get out of hiding and go over to the man as well, because that's within just normal walking or running distance. Is he really badly hurt? Can I see that he's pretty injured, or?
Insight check.
Inside. 19.
19. He's pretty tough, still standing. Looks like he has plenty HP left.
What HP?
HP. Health.
If he's still looking pretty healthy, Opal's gonna sneak an attack in. So
Dash forward. Full movement. You're behind Naji. You're between Sark and Steph. If I remember correctly. Yeah.
Yes, that is my name.
So between them, diagonally to you is the guy. Take a stab.
watch out, I'm a stab. 19 to hit.
He's gonna use. Actually, that hits.
Alright. Cool.
Manipulating dice, that's my thing, you heretic. I will end you.
You're not the only
Or
one.
Eleanor's thing. Eleanor, I think, does
I
it more
did it
successfully
first.
than I do.
I did it first. It was you're nothing special.
Is
But
luck
you don't even
still
have
a
a
thing
sword.
in 5e?
Luckblade, yeah.
Yeah, Luck still plays.
Well, no, Luckblade is a legendary weapon.
Oh, no, the luck cleric.
Oh, I have no idea about that.
Oh, luck
What
clerics
do you
were
know about
fun.
Tyler?
With the rapier and sneak attack, I do 22 points of damage.
As his bonus action, he's gonna use Uncanny Dodge
You mean reaction?
reaction. That's
So 11 points of damage then.
alright. 11 points of damage. You stab him, try to end him quickly, given with a few words that you know. Eater, help. Stab him. He's still standing though.
She'll kind of mumble, we need to get rid of him and get out of here now. But that's all she can do in this turn.
Sark.
Yes.
It is your turn. As you're closer to the window, you look with your passive perceptive. You see like little black dots falling from the sky.
Good.
Uh-oh.
That's good. Well, can I use my playing cards like a knife? I can already throw them like a knife, so can I just like use the edge to cut them?
Out
How
of
much
reach.
I'll say sure. This is like you have to use your dex for attack roll.
Oh, that's fine. That's what I was using when I was throwing them anyway.
Sure, use your cards.
I'm at a disadvantage though. I only have one attack in melee. That's. Am I proficient with this?
Oh, yeah, you're
I'll say yes because you've been hailing cards a lot.
It's a 23.
You know your way around a card.
23. Yes.
That does hit.
What kind of damage dice do I do? A D4? D12? I roll a
These
D20
are-
for damage.
No.
Man, that's the most random luck, though, right?
Yeah, that would be so swingy.
Woo!
This is a roll a d4
That
Plus-
is
plus 1. 3.
I don't get to add my dex bonus. It's just plus 1?
Oh, you do add your dex. You add your dex. I'm saying
4.
d4 plus 1 plus your dex. It's
5.
so 5.
6.
Well,
7.
Can you do math?
8.
What is it?
20.
19.
he's just going up to see which number you'll accept.
33.
Whichever one is the one that you say that's definitely not true, he'll just go to the one below that, and that's good.
69.
Ooh.
The answer is 5.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
You slash him with your cards.
Bitch.
You cut his cheek, not his cheek, his arm. You see a bit of his skin. You see there's a little ink on his arm,
One of them.
but you have no clue what it is. So you just made a tear.
Can I offhand punch him in the ribs?
As a bonus action, sure. Roll to hit.
Yes.
To do 0
That's
damage,
his-
because it's 1 minus your strength.
Yes. It'd actually be -1, so I could give him 1 HP back. That's 16 to hit.
That does hit, and he takes 1 point of damage since you punch him in the side of the stomach.
Oof.
Look at that. I'm gonna punch you in the diaphragm really hard.
Me too.
That's all I got.
Perfume, it is your turn.
Can I see those little black dots raining from the sky?
Nope. You only see everything that's straight ahead, so you can't see anything above.
All right.
That's why there's always a person in the front row always telling
A spotter.
This seems poorly designed.
It is extremely...
It's just like real life cruise ships, though. That's why cruise ships have that stupid railing off to the side on the head that makes it look like a hammerhead. Those are the wings that you can go out on, so people can go out onto those areas and look out and yell back at the person who's piloting the ship where they are and how close they are to hitting stuff.
Good. You're good. You're good.
Yep.
And you kind of figured this airship is based off a boat, so...
Yeah, probably. It's so far it seemed like it's basically just a cruise ship. But in space, the sky.
Spellhammer confirmed? Question mark.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna keep going full ahead, and hold off on making any. I'll hold my action if anything like lands on the ship, or if I hear another roar. I'm gonna start taking evasive action.
All right.
But I am going to use my my brain meat to send the message to everybody else. Be ready, I might have to move the ship. Just so they can be prepared and not be caught flat-footed should the ship start jerking around.
So this will be like a holding action to you guys to brace sudden movement. That'll be an action to give you guys heads up.
Okay, so if we wanted to brace.
Yep.
Okay.
Ollie, it is your turn.
So he's not... I'm just trying to picture, because I'm really lost on the way that this place looks. So he's not standing next to the controls, right?
As of now, no. He's all the way at the very... So this room would be like a trapezoid. Flat back, goes forward, comes out, flattens out like that. I guess I should do it on camera. Bop, 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 bop. So he's up there by that flat point. You guys are boom, boom, and boom right behind him. Oh,
Okay.
and boom. And then he's right in front of that flat place of glass on the front.
Alright. Hair turning blonde once again. I'm going to use my bonus action, tapping my foot, to use the Mantle of Inspiration to... Who's on him right now? Who's standing attacking him?
Sark, Steph, Opal,
The four of you.
and the magical weapon.
Okay, the magical weapon, whatever. I'm going to give the bonus to all three of you as I'm going to shout, "Stand out of the way," as I bring out my hand with my leg going straight up into a drop format. Each of you gain 8 temporary hit points and can use your reaction to move without taking opportunity attacks.
Let's back up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay there just to spite you.
Okay.
I'm moving. I'm moving. Don't worry.
Okay.
Everybody moves back 15 feet.
That's perfect distance, because I'm going to use 3rd level Shatter. So they need to make a Constitution saving throw. What'd you roll?
17.
Okay, that's going to save, but they still take half damage. Just trying to look at the damage again for Shatter. It is 48. Okay.
Jordan,
Hmm?
read spiritual weapon. Does it say anything when it gets hit by a magical thing?
It doesn't take damage or anything.
No, it doesn't. It's just there.
All right.
Ooh, 8. Ooh, another 8. 6. 4. 10.
26.
13 points of thunder damage.
You cast the spell Shatter. The moment everybody step back 15 feet. You hit him with this force. You felt it.
Raging River.
He's coughing off blood,
Great typhoon.
but still standing.
That is my turn.
Of the moon.
Steph, is your turn.
Alright, well. Since we can't really kill, no one's killing him, I'm gonna go up to him and be like, hi there, and then level 1 inflict wounds on him.
Handshake. Basically, joy buzzard him.
Right? Okay, I got a 17.
That will hit.
Okay. What was it? 3d10?
Level 1 is 3d10, yeah.
Yeah. $18 points of damage.
Whoop.
Hello? Hello? 21?
No, I'm just laughing at what Mason sent me.
You hit him with inflict wounds in the back of him. You see him cough more blood out, and he's limping a bit, but he's still
Alright.
standing.
Alright, spiritual weapon, get in there.
Just keeps going, spraying out more blood from his mouth.
Oh, that is a. Can spiritual weapon do critical damage?
Yeah.
Ah.
What have you done?
Fallen.
Did you not know that?
I mean,
Anything that makes an attack roll can roll critical damage.
did I ask you, Tila?
Yeah, you actually just did.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. Fuck you. Tila. 15 points of whatever damage off a spiritual weapon.
Force.
Yes. Was I asking you, Tyler?
That time, no. To be fair.
Yeah,
That time you were
technically not, but you did make a statement that sounded an awful lot like you needed an answer.
He's still standing strong, even though you break. You sound like there's a bone breaking inside him.
Dang, this
Standing
guy.
strong here, meaning he's not dead yet.
Well, then that's it for me. I done what I can.
It is his turn.
How much HP does this guy have? God damn.
Too much.
I'll let you know at the
Yeah,
end.
please
300,
do.
something like
Yeah.
that.
Is this that fabled plot armor?
If that was the case, then he should have just gotten away. Save us an hour of time.
He has the StellaHeart.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't let him leave. He has to die.
Well, I know that. but-
Can we turn the difficulty down? These
Just
guys
for
have
this
become
fight?
bullets. These guys have become bullet sponges.
I swear I'll put the difficulty back up after this fight.
Stream, will you hate me if I turn down difficulty for one fight?
Literally me when we were playing Resident Evil Village. Played like for the first hour and a half on the hard difficulty, and we couldn't get past the beginning. So I'm like, I can't do this. I switched.
It was ridiculous. It was honestly ridiculous.
I wanted like
Oh.
10 minutes of surviving with 8 bullets.
Yeah.
Not me though.
Anyways,
Ooh.
it's his turn.
He turns around and face all you guys. in common, he says to you all, I got go look back at my notes. I closed this out.
That's what he said.
No.
It's final words.
I closed out my notes. 1 second here, guys.
as he holds up his iPhone, it's like, oh shit, hang on, I gotta
take this.
I never know where I save these things. I don't.
It's like a boomer who just doesn't know how to use their phone. Give me 3 seconds.
No, you're opening up your pictures. You're not opening up your notes.
What is this?
Where did
You have 17 pictures of events.
I didn't know if it was taking the picture or not. Leave
Just
your
go
grandmother alone.
Grandma, how many tabs do you have open on your phone?
Anyway.
What?
All of
Where
them.
tabs?
Let the DM talk.
You can't escape from the Eater. As he brings out the shiny crystal out in front of him.
Oh.
Steph and Perfume, the moment he brought that out, you quickly recognize that's the StellaHeart crystal that's been stolen from the vault. And Perfume, that's what you saw in your vision before.
And Steph says, the StellaHeart. So you did have it.
And in true anime fashion, Volthum goes,
Impossible.
No, it's not the orgasm, it's the anime grunt. I can't believe it.
He had it the whole time.
For 5 minutes while he stands there awkwardly.
Yeah.
As he bring it out, he stabbed himself with the crystal. And you see the crystal veins coming through the body. And you see a circle, a magical circle in front of him. And you see a really glowy outgoing his eyes, his mouth. In that briefest moment, he came to consciousness, and he's gonna charge straight to you, Steph.
I mean, I'm right next to him, so.
Well, he's gonna punch you.
Alright.
It's gonna break your head.
With a natural 20.
Oh.
Well, hope you had fun with your cleric.
Yeah.
As the moment he punched you, you felt this heavy force, and you've been pushed all the way back to the controls, taking.
I've never seen someone's soul leave their body before.
You take 2 points of force damage from him,
Oh.
and you take. Stay on the table.
No.
3 points from the force, the rebound force that you.
He amped himself up with the StellaHeart and hit for 5 damage.
Yeah?
Yeah, but he also punched somebody 40 feet, so that's
That's a pretty far punch.
yeah. To
It's
be
like-
fair,
Like, he just used the force, he's like, oh.
Then he's gonna make a second attack against Opal.
Hmm.
$16.
Yep, that'll hit.
The moment he punched you, the same thing happened to you. You got pushed back, and you took 2 points of damage of force force from him,
Mm-hmm.
and you take 3 points from the rebound force that he pushed you all back to the wall.
Ooh. And that pushes me back 40 feet as well.
Yep. So you're against the wall on the right side,
Man, if only
and
we
he,
were fast
as a
as fuck.
bonus action, he's gonna scream. So Perfume, Sark, actually everybody in the room, make a dexterity saving throw. Perfume. Well, after you make a dex, no, make a strength saving throw first, then make a dex.
You want me to use that first roll I made then for the strength instead, and then use?
Just re-roll it.
Okay. Okay. Strength is a 17. Dex is a natural 20.
Ooh.
All right, you main control your position, and you're holding still the controls. So you're steady, driving the controls. What does the arrows roll?
I got a 22.
22. You're stay in your position, but the force of the scream was so loud, but you are fine.
I got a 17.
You thought his punch was bad, but his shout was the same. But you're still fine. You didn't move.
No damage taken either?
Nope.
Okay.
And also, I just realized you didn't move because you're next to a wall.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sark?
This was not destined to be a pass. First, I rolled a nat 1.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, I'll use a luck point. Nat 1.
Second one.
So,
Alright, well, you
Nat
failed.
1.
You got pushed back, so back that you hit yourself on the wall, and you take 2 points of damage. Steph,
Dirty 20.
you maintain position, but you're still in the back. You take nothing.
Woohoo.
Awful.
This is the power of the StellaHeart.
2 damage. Oh.
The moment that all happens, actually, no one's by the window. So, Opal, it is your turn.
Alright, well, Opal's gonna push off of the wall and be like, well, that was refreshing. And she's just gonna run, and then use bonus action to dash, to get up to him again, and essentially go in for the stab.
All right, roll to hit.
Because I said ran, it's a 20.
Damon!
Did you get in that 20 by saying you were running?
Yeah.
For fuck's sake.
Witch! She's a witch!
Oh, God.
Only ever run. Never stop running.
Yeah.
Gotta
Every
go
time
fast.
you saunter or walk or backflip, it's useless.
Okay. 16, 20, 36, 39 points of damage.
Oh.
Whoa, mama.
9.
39.
39.
He's gonna use uncanny dodge.
Well, that
Which was
makes
what
sense.
again?
So,
Like 19?
19, yeah.
So he'll take 19 points of stabbing damage from the rapier. Not that it actually does anything, it just stab.
We don't know now. It's got like a weird.
It's true. This is one of the situations where somebody might have a resistance to a damage type.
Mm-hmm.
Piercing
very-
doesn't seem like it would be the thing, but still.
No.
Could be, fucking dude just shoved a crystal in his chest. Could be anything.
Yeah, no,
Crystal
valid.
damage.
Very, very valid. And
You
then,
attack him. You felt you did great deal to him, but he seems not to budge.
Very scared. She's not gonna run because she dashed. Yeah, she'll stay in place and a single tear will fall down and be like, well, this is the power of God. He has anime on his side. I'm scared for this.
You had temporary hit points. You're fine.
Yeah, I still got some. I've got some still.
You gotta do your best anime like protagonist up against an unthinkable force reaction here.
No.
It can't
Sorry.
be.
It's
So
not
strong.
It's not bad. It's too much
Sarah.
power.
Sarah's up.
Huh?
All right, Sark, what you got?
Cards. You have to ask.
Take this. And
Are
this.
you
I
gonna
just
go
want this.
him, or are you gonna throw?
I'm on the range. I'm gonna throw them now.
All right.
You see, magically cards. Magically, 24 and an 18.
The 24 hits. The 18 miss.
Ooh.
It's an AC shield.
That's nice.
It's got a ball shield now.
I will start listing my fucking elemental type again, just in case there's, a chance that he's resistant to something. 4 is green for poison. That is 10 points of poison damage.
You throw a card, and it hit him, exposing this green smoke around him. And he's coughing off the air of this poison smoke, but you do hit.
Nice. He doesn't have the #1 immunity in D&D.
Poison resistance? Or poison
Poison
immunity?
Poison immunity
cards
is the #1
resistant.
immunity.
That's the end of your turn, Sark, or are you gonna do anything else?
Yeah. Totally gonna do nothing.
All right.
Solid.
Fucking,
The boy.
it is your turn. Are you maintaining your previous action, or are you gonna do something else?
Hello, my son.
No, I'm gonna maintain.
All right. Ollie, it is your turn. Ah, the boy.
Okay, yep. We're done.
That's one thick, chunky boy.
No, it's so freaking fat.
Does he even look phased by us?
His eyes gone white. It's hard to tell.
Oh. He
Uh,
typed in IDDQD?
Just because I think this would be interesting. I don't know if this would necessarily work like this. I'm going to cast Silence at his feet.
Cast silence.
So basically, it's a dome of space where no audio can travel through or from. And any creatures within the space are immune to thunder damage. I'm curious if that's going to affect his screaming. If it's the force of the scream, would it still function in a dome of silence?
I guess that's a good question. If he's hyper accelerating air, like if it's literally a blast of air, then I would think not. But if it's because of a sonic boom or a sonic wave, then I would
boom.
think so.
Sonic
But at his feet, or
So basically,
I see.
I have to pick a point, and it fills a 20-foot radius sphere centered on a point I choose. So I'm putting him at the center of it.
okay.
And then I'll run at him.
You run at him. The opposite side of Opal.
And I will reload a rifle as I run at him.
That's
a bonus
all right.
action. Yep, I'm done.
Steph, it is your turn.
You said I got pushed 40 feet away from them, right?
Yep. So you're like
Alright.
the very back where the door is.
I'm gonna try to
Benches.
get to the center of the room where I could see everyone and they're kind of like evenly distanced. Cause I don't know how badly everyone hurts, but I'm gonna cast Prayer of Healing.
That's a 10-minute action.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Is it?
I know.
Oh.
I thought the same thing when I saw Prayer of Healing, but no, it's an out of combat kind of thing.
Yeah, it's something to do on the offhand.
Or you could wait. Let's see.
100 rounds.
Is it 100 rounds?
Because it's 10 rounds per minute.
Okay, yeah. There you go.
Alright, never mind then. I'm gonna then.
You can start.
I'm gonna get up as close as I can, and then. Well, I can't really. Actually, no. I'm gonna go up to the guy Sarek over here. He looks like in pain,
I am very hurt. I will admit.
and I'll do a level 2 cure wounds on you. Touch.
Blessed be.
How much is cure wounds usually? Like 2d something.
2d8 or 1d8 at first.
So, at first, okay. So now it's 2d8 plus my wisdom. So here you go, buddy. Ooh, that's nice looking already. That's very nice looking. Oh, max healing, Lynn. 21. No, not 19. I lied. 19. Don't get too excited.
Thanks, bud. Very cool. Like the way you gave us hope.
I'm no longer standing on a sturdy 1 hit point.
Alright. And then, magic weapon attack. Watch out.
Roll to hit.
Oh, man. Dirty 20?
It does hit.
Oh my god, okay, good. That's only 8 points of damage, of psychic damage. Force damage. Force?
It's a sludge, right?
I mean, it doesn't matter what kind it is. It
Yeah,
does
it's just a force damage.
Yeah.
It's force damage, then. You hit him in the back, but it seems he's not phased by it.
He's immune to force damage now.
I
Okay.
hope that's not true.
Yeah, Mr. Eldritch Blast over there.
I don't have any spell casts for anything else right now, so I'm really just down to the one thing. It's that or punch.
Uh-oh.
Well, if he does unfazed by the force attack, I think you might be at trouble here.
I mean, for right now, I just got a pilot, but I really need you guys to not go down then. You all have to be my meat shield now.
That is the end of your turn. It is his turn. He's gonna try to scream again, but nothing happens.
Yeah!
Fuck you. Nobody likes your shouting anyways.
To this rage, he's gonna go punch you first.
What? Why?
Wait, who's you?
Probably me.
Ollie. He's gonna punch Ollie first.
Get my D20 ready for concentration.
You're holding a gun, right?
Yeah, I was reloading it.
He winds up punch you. Instead of punching you, he punched the ground, and his hand got stuck in the ground.
Dork.
Nice! What did me having a gun have anything to do with that?
I just want to know you have a gun.
Oh! Okay.
You're wearing tap shoes, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
So,
You can't tappy tap.
Steph.
Yeah.
you have any spell slots left?
Yeah, I got a few. Yeah.
Oh, please!
Uh,
Yeah.
Instead, he's gonna try to get. No, you already use it. That's the end of his turn. His hands got stuck on the floor.
He's braced himself by accident. Shit.
Opal, it is your turn.
All right. Well, she's gonna, because he probably didn't go that far. She's gonna go up to him and do some more stab action. What rogues do best.
Well, you have advantage because he actually didn't move because I'm on the opposite side of him. So you're flanking.
Oh, so I have advantage to stabbing him right now.
Well, yeah, but you should still run, otherwise you won't get a 20.
Yeah, do a lap quick.
Yeah.
Let me just do a quick lap around.
Use that feline agility, do one quick lap, and then get him with a stab.
22 to hit.
It does hit.
Alright.
Attack. You're the only one that does damage out of us right now.
This D8's been very nice today. This D8's been the main source of damage.
I would say your sneak attack's been your main source of damage.
My sneak attacks have been getting kind of crappy.
No, realistically, it's been the crits. Those have been the main source of damage.
That's very true.
22 points of damage again.
Is he uncannying dodge?
No.
He takes the full damage.
Full shebang.
Stab.
The moment that you stab him in the back, he just got down on his knees, his arm stuck in the floor, and you see the crystal drops to the ground.
Oh.
All you see a lifeless figure.
Ah.
Oh.
I'm
Chill.
gonna grab the StellaHeart as fast as possible.
Yeah, Opal was going to flag over Steph. I was gonna say Eleanor, but that's not. Nope. She's gonna flag over Steph and be like, "The stone, hurry!" And she'll just kind of take a sigh afterwards. It's like, "That's over, Christ, but not yet."
That's right, not yet.
Because of the black particles in the sky.
Races.
Now, everyone brace yourselves, we're going southeast.
Oh boy.
Southeast or southwest?
No,
West.
we're headed southwest now, but we gotta go southeast
East.
to
I
get to
thought
the
you
village.
said west.
I
Alright.
hear that shit.
I'm after like picking it up, I'm just gonna try to get as far away from the window as possible.
I will also kind of get far away from the window and brace myself.
Oh no, hang on. Everfall is a village to the southwest of Tashu. Never mind. We are going in the right direction. But I am still going to do a maneuver here. To help gain additional speed, I want to take the airship into a quick dive. Not completely vertical, but, diagonally down. Just to build up a little bit of extra speed so that we can get out of here faster.
Alright. You make your movers. You got the ship aiming down a bit. Build that speed. Everybody moves away from the window. Ollie grabs the crystal. Still holding on to it. And may you dive straight down. You see the ground getting bigger. And are you just going like straight down, or are you trying to
No,
straight
we're
down
just
and go?
we're just gonna go from level to down at like a 45-degree angle, and give it a swoop. So I assume we're at probably if we're just below a cloud layer, we're at maybe 2,000 feet or something.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna drop down about 1,000 feet and then level out. So drop down about 750 feet. Use the last 250 feet to level out slowly, so we can maintain momentum as we continue forward.
You done that? The ship pick up speed, and you look at the. You take a random guess because no one's watching the window, but you strain out, maintain your speed still, and still continue southwest or southeast. That's where you want to go.
Southwest was the direction of Everfall. I got that in my notes.
Okay, southwest.
Yeah.
And for the last few minutes before we end this, I want everybody else to be quiet except for Ollie.
What? Why me? Oh no.
The moment you pick up the crystal, you hear this voice deep in your thoughts. Here's steam rumbling. You hear a familiar voice, a female voice behind you.
I'll look over my shoulder.
You look over your shoulder. You see a shelly. No, you see a row of people clapping.
Where am I?
You look around, pitch black. You turn around. You see a stage in front of you. Red carpet from you all the way to the stage. And you see one person there dancing on the stage. And the audience are clapping, enjoying. And behind that stage, you see a very tall structural thing that's almost tall as the mountains. And you see steam blowing off of that thing. And you hear, "I'll be waiting."
Is the person dancing on the stage me, or is it just another person?
You look closely to the person. The more you look closely to her, you walk closer and closer to her. The more you see her face, it has the face of your mother. So, and you got out of that trance, you are falling, you're descending quickly, and everybody else is going back with the controls.
So I just passed out during a roller coaster. That's all that really happened.
You didn't pass out, you're still standing there, you gain consciousness, and you feel like time didn't pass.
Okay. I have several questions. I will have to mull over this. Did the structure thing look robotic?
Yes.
Valthum, it's your cousin. What'd your cousin do with my mother?
Sorry, bro, that ain't me.
But from straight ahead of you, there's just mountains. Or not mountains, like hills that you guys can pass through and try to get around. But I think this would be a good spot to end it.
Yeah.
I agree.
So, questions needs to be answered. Things need to be done.
Yeah, another question needs to be answered. How many hit points did this motherfucker have? What
Yeah,
the hell?
Like,
he
holy
took,
shit.
he took more than, like, a dragon. Alright?
Well, now let's not jump to conclusions here, but
That
definitely...
man was a dragon.
Could have very well been.
He had 111.
That's it? He took way more than that.
But he also halved some of my attacks.
Oh, that is true.
Yeah, he
did
halved a lot of
halve.
it.
Yeah, so I might have done 39 damage, but he only brought it down to 19.
Fuck.
Punk ass.
Okay.
Anyways,
Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how everyone likes the new character and how story plots gonna continue now.
It's good to have a wall.
It is nice not to all be squishy. That is a bonus.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm not the sole person giving healing now. I was a little concerned with my healing of Cure Wounds. I can give temp, but that's about it. I'm not much of a healer.
Jordan, is your new character a war cleric then?
Yep. I am.
Hmm. So you can't rely on him for too much healing.
But
Just
they
so
still
you
have
know, yeah.
healing
Yeah.
magic.
Yeah. He's got proper healing, just not the what proper healing.
Imagine having two of them in a fucking group.
I know. Yeah.
Like a wizard and a sorcerer.
Imagine if your group consisted of two specifically healing clerics. Man, that would be a lot of fun for a DM to have to figure out like how do you balance
Man,
that?
anti-magic field's coming real quick.
Oh, now a lot more magical fields are coming.
I mean, look, I'm not gonna lie. You just eat one of them. It's not. He seems to have a pretty good way of dealing with it. You just make it so that one person gets gulped, and then, or Zone of Silence, because a lot of those have vocal components, and you
Pretty
can't
sure, like,
do a
all
vocal
of them have
component.
vocal components.
Yeah. Or just force us to keep track of components, and then you can be an asshole DM and just be like, "Oh, sorry, this village doesn't have components." And then everybody
no
hates
thanks.
everything.
No, thank you.
So what was that zone? It was slowing time? Why did it have a DC above 25?
I mean, all it did was, it looks like it took a 10-foot square and essentially slowed down your movement to require 20 feet or 25 feet of movement to get through it. Am I right?
Yeah.
I was just curious why it was such a high DC for something so little.
They may or may not cast a high level scroll on that spot
Of what?
of a homebrew spell.
The scroll of fog wall, by the sounds of it. It's just, it
Yes.
slows down your movement. It makes getting into the boss arena, it takes away all your momentum, so you enter the arena at a snail's pace. But it doesn't deal any damage or have any actual negative. We could still cast through it and stuff, so
Yeah.
all in all, it having a high DC is... It would have been worse if there had been like a bunch of archers on the other side or some shit, but it didn't end up doing anything outside of, what it was intended to do. It was an effective speed bump. Well placed.
A speed bump. Alright, well, I'm gonna thank you everyone for watching, as Calvin has turned off his camera. We'll see you again.
Ciao.
Nice roll adventure.
Bye.